yester year. We're on the 7th of Elul, Zayin Elul, marks the Hilula of a very famous rabbi. His name was Rabbi Kammais Amos Kohen, Zecher Tzaddik Libracha, great rabbi. He was born actually in English in 1919, passed away on the 7th of Elul back in 2006, about 19 years ago approximately. Here we're in the year 2025, so he passed away towards the beginning part of the 21st century. Now he came from great auspices, family auspices. I believe his father's name was Khalifa and his mother's name was Gamara, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And he was born in 1919 over there in Jerba, the island of Jerba, more southern part of Tunisia. And we've spoken about Jerba on various occasions here inside the series. That was like a bastion place of Torah learning in Tunisia in of its day. Okay, so he would grow up with Torah and Yirat Shamayim. Those great rabbis in Jerba at that point in time. And he would learn under the auspices of a very famous rabbi we've spoken about on various occasions before, Rabbi Makhluf Idan. Rabbi, I think we actually recorded a video about him. He himself, Rabbi Idan, I think lived between 1880 to 1946. I believe he was the rabbi of the Digit Square, if I'm not mistaken, in Tunisia, or the Kharat Sagira. And he was a prominent rabbi in Jerba. He actually obviously came from the Idan rabbinic dynasty, and had various different great Talmidim, including the Rabbi who's speaking today, also Rav Soson, Mazuz, Rav Yanon Khori, various different great rabbis, respectively, Rabbi Peretz Maimon, for example. They were all part of the cluster of caliber, along especially with Rabbi Kammais Amos Kohen. Remember, Rabbi Kammais Kohen was really, really someone that was really of a gigantic, let's say, Torah knowledge structure, and I think various different great rabbanim would actually testify and speak about that. Okay, so he would learn under Rabbi Makhluf Idan, and also another great rabbi, Rabbi Moshe Kohen Deriham. He was another great rabbi, and I think we just mentioned him quite recently over the last few weeks. We mentioned about various rabbis from this Rabbi Deriham, I think, was born in 1906 and passed away in 1966. So we learn from his brilliance. He himself was also close with Rav Yosef Bochritz, also Rav Makhluf Aidan. And he was author of great works, Rav Deriham, including the Vayeshiv Moshe, the Darash Moshe, the Ohel Moshe, the Vaygid Moshe, Yad Moshe, and so on and so forth. A lot of array of books, let's just say, with the name Moshe inside it. Okay, so that is very interesting. Okay, let's go on. So another one of his rabbis was Rabbi Benjamin Didi. Now we spoke about the great Didi family. Now he'll be ordained to the rabbinate and to become a rabbi and a shochet, and to be an educator in Talmudei Torah inside this city. So he would receive ordination from great rabbis over there. Okay, now it's interesting. I think he would get married to Rabbanit Rivka, and I believe they would have six, I'm not sure if it was 6 children or 6 boys and some daughters. I'm not so sure exactly how many. But so it's interesting. He would work in various different neighborhoods, I think more small neighborhoods, as a rabbi. I think especially Al-Kha'ara At-Sajira, I hope I pronounced that correctly. He would work over there as a Dayan and as a Posek. Posek is a rabbi that will judge various different laws and paskin and render different laws, let's just say. And he'd work as a judge, a Dayan over there. He was very proficient, especially in Shulchan Aruch, give classes on that one, Mishnayot, on Gemara, and an educator that really, really brought a lot of Abat Yisrael, respectively. And he would also work as a Chazan inside the synagogue, and I think he was in all these different vicinities for many, many years. Come on, the year 1968, I think it was after the 6-Day War, he would actually travel to Eretz Yisrael, and he would actually go on to pray at the Kotel, Western Wall, over there. And obviously we want to have imbued a lot of Kedusha, a lot of holiness inside of him. He would eventually return to Jerba, I think shortly afterwards, and I think at that point in time there was a lot of anti-Semitism after the 6-Day War, and it's reported there was a very, very sad incident that occurred to him. Disgrace some of the sort of anti-Semitism. I think when he came in to Jerba at one time, there was I think someone threw stone at him, or maybe at the synagogue also, and it was reported over that it could have been that he got attacked and got badly injured inside his tummy, but thank God, I think immediately afterwards, through the governor approval, they would save him and give him treatment to make it the recovery that he needed at that point in time. But it's just an illustration of the terrible anti-Semitism that there was all over the various, especially North African countries, which is very important to say. And obviously everywhere across the world, especially in Eastern Europe, we remember what happened during the Holocaust, the horrors that actually occurred at that point in time. And I think he would have an operation afterwards, after he gets badly injured and attacked. So he would, over there, he would receive treatment and make a full recovery, thank God. So that's very, very important to know. Yeah, so I think afterwards, in the year 1973, he's going to go on now to make Aliyah to Eretz Israel, to the land of Israel, and he will dwell inside the city of Ashdod, very famous place. And I think he'll become the rabbi of a congregation over there called, I believe, the Ish Chai, if I'm not mistaken. So that would have been in the year 1973. More would happen in, I think, come out 1982. I think it would come out, his book, the Divrei Amos. This will be printed in Ashdod. Remember, Ashdod will be a place, I believe, he would go on to move to. Various different parshanot on the Torah, respectively. I think in 1985, the Vayomer Amos was printed, the first chelek to it. This was, let's say, Drushim and Pri Tzadikim, stories of the righteous. Then come with the year 2000, it will come out his book, the Ya'an Amos, which was divided into two sections, Chidushim on the Shas and the Shut, Shelot Shuvot, questions and answers book. And I believe he passed away on Zayin Elul in the year Tafshin Samach Vav. That was in the year 2006. We're talking about here 19 years from the time of recording. So we've spoken about many great rabbis from Jerba. There's some brilliant rabbis, and he definitely very much was. Let's explore through the highlights from his book, just using now the Hayami website. It gives us a clear indication of the importances that he actually did. I think among it says, I think it's actually quoting this from the V'ya'an Mosaf in the second chelek, if I'm not mistaken. It says, "Melamed should be Yom HaShabbat, Kol HaKahal Mitpalim Rak Minyan Echad." So that's very important. Maybe you could argue that is a message of unity over there. Another teaching says, "Melamed min Hagei Bar HaMitzvah, Berova Akatan B'Jerba." So he would write about that. I think that's in Vayan Amos, once again in the second chelek over there. Then another teaching, Melamed Ma'aseh Tzedakah Bilulat Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, talking about the importance of the 18th of Iyar, Lag BaOmer, importance of doing charity work, so on and so forth. I think that comes from the second chelek, if I'm not mistaken, over there. Then another teaching, it says, Melamed Lesadeh Halimud Lekol Anshe Akila B'Mishmeret Lefi Hator. There's another teaching over here, I think, featured very much on page number 65 of the second chelek. Another teaching, Melamed Shebacha Rabban Yochanan Fishra'at Talmidam Mishum Achrioto Alehem. Again, talking about the greatness of the rabbis, respectively, and sensitivity issues with the students over there. This comes from Parshat Nitzavim, I believe, in his book Vayan Amos. I think that's in page Reish Lamach Zayin. And another teaching, maybe the final teaching we can see over here from the notes. Melamed Shirim HaChazan Kolo B'Tfilah Lachash B'Yamim Norim. So that's very much featured in the second Helek of Orach Chaim Siman Tet, and he will expand on that. So that's very interesting. Friends, we're a community here. We're learning about the great rabbis of yesteryear. Now, friends, if you descend from any of the great rabbis we are speaking about, please send me an email. I would love to hear more information. If you haven't subscribed yet to the channel, please subscribe. We're a growing community. We've got now, I think, a staggering nearly 7,500 subscribers. We're trying to get that figure hopefully by Rosh Hashanah, but we will need everyone's help. That the people, fantastic people out there are watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, it's very, very important to subscribe and keep in touch, friends. Wishing you all a fantastic day, and thank you for spending time to watch the video.